Hi, my most beautiful friends in the entire world. I actually already filmed an intro for this video, but I deleted it. I deleted the footage, so I no longer have it. So here is another intro to this video. But I'm so excited because in today's declutter, we're gonna be decluttering my entire blush, highlighter, and bronzer drawer. This drawer is packed to the brim, and it's time that these makeup products go. I'm trying to really cut down on my makeup collection because I feel like I've overconsumed way too much. I feel like I'm part of the overconsumption problem and I want to change that. So with that said, besties, grab a snack, grab a drink, because it is definitely going to be a long one. Okay, you guys ready to see my blush drawer? This is my bronzer, blush, and highlighter drawer. I'm low-key embarrassed because this thing is messy. But what can I say, besties? What can I say? I like a lot of products, like trying new things. Somehow I was not a blush girly, but somehow I accumulated a lot of blush. I don't know how I did, but somehow I did. Same thing with highlighter. Somehow we accumulated a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera, and we're gonna pull out one section at a time, and I'm gonna try to declutter as much as possible because, like I told you guys, I'm trying to eliminate my overconsumption habits. So we're gonna try to cut this drawer down, but this is how we're looking right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera and let's get this declutter started. Okay, so I'm gonna slowly start to take these items out of here. We're gonna start with my bronzer section. This is like the least amount of products I have. And the rest of this drawer, I have mostly just blushes and highlighters in this drawer. But we're gonna start with my bronzer section. I might not declutter as much bronzer because I generally really do like bronzer, and I don't have as much versus everything else. So let me go ahead and pull this out. Okay, so here is my bronzer drawer. So up first, we are gonna have the Unearthly Cosmetics. This is going to be the high temp bronzer. Now I do have two shades. I have the shade called Fair. And then I also have the shade called Light. So I have two different shades. I will say these are really pretty bronzers, but these are more like bronze lighters. I don't know how else to call them, but like bronze lighters, where they definitely give like a really pretty glow to the skin. However, I am really, really, really oily. So for me, I don't really use bronzers like this because I just don't want to have like an extra shine, extra glow. My natural oils are going to do that for me, and I just feel like this would just accentuate the oil. It also looks like it's a highlighter, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter both of these just because I'm not going to use them personally. Really pretty, love the collection, but just not for me. Next, we do have my Benefit Hoola bronzer. They actually do keep sending this to me every so often in PR. It's a good bronzer. Like, it really is such a good bronzer for what it is. I love the way it smells. This is like a classic bronzer that's been around for a long time. I do enjoy this. I just don't really ever reach for this. Like, if I'm going to be really honest, I just don't ever really reach for this. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. Next, I have two Sigma bronzers. I have a medium shade and a light shade. So this is going to be the medium shade. This doesn't really look like it's medium to me, honestly. Okay. Okay. Well, that's the medium shade. And then we also have the light shade. I've used the light, but not the medium. They're pretty, but I think I'm only going to keep one, and I think the one that I'm going to keep is just going to be the light shade. I don't really think I need the medium shade, so we're going to go ahead and keep this because I haven't played with this enough to really test out the quality of it. So I'm going to keep it to keep trying it out, and then like if 6 months from now I don't use it, we will declutter. But I'm going to go ahead and pass along the medium shade. Next, we do have my beloved Marc Jacobs. This is the Omega bronzer. As you guys can see, I really am obsessed with this bronzer. It has been my favorite for years. Unfortunately, they did discontinue their makeup section and like the Marc Jacobs line. They got rid of Marc Jacobs Beauty, but then now they just brought it back. They recently just brought it back, but they haven't brought back this yet. And I still really love this, even though this is literally like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. It still smells, well, okay, well, the smell's gone. The smell's gone, but I still like do reach for this. So I don't know if I'm ready to part with this yet. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think I actually do have 2 more backups of this because I found them at TJ Maxx. I found them at TJ Maxx. So I'm going to put this aside. We're going to put this aside. I will come back to this in a little bit. Next, I do have the Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is going to be their bronzer. This is supposed to smell like coffee, and it still does, like a toffee nut scent. I still really enjoy this bronzer. I don't know if I'm ready to fully get rid of Jaclyn Cosmetics products yet, just because I know the brand has been discontinued, but I literally have my whole desk dedicated to, I did literally have a portion of my desk dedicated to Jaclyn Cosmetics. I am definitely going to be adding this into my Declutter series, where we're going to go through like my everyday makeup drawer, my skincare drawer, and all of my extra makeup. That's going to be a whole big video on its own, because that video I'll probably be doing a lot of giveaways. But I think I'm going to keep this for now. I don't know if I'm ready to part with this. I still do use it, not nearly as much, but I think I'm going to keep. The Essence, this is the Sun Club Matte Bronzer. This is actually a really good bronzer. For it being a drugstore bronzer, it's actually really good. I usually don't like a lot of Essence products, but surprisingly enough, I do like this one, but I don't reach for it nearly as often as I once did. So we're going to go ahead and declutter this one. Up next, we do have my Milani bronzer. This is going to be the Sunlight Silky Matte Bronzer. I have the shade called 01, and I really do enjoy this bronzer. I think it's another fantastic drugstore bronzer. I think for me, I still do reach for this one. Not as nearly as much, but I still do reach for this one. So we're going to go ahead and keep this just because I still do enjoy this. Up next, we do have my NARS. This is the Laguna bronzer. I have the shade called 01. This smells fan-freaking-tastic. This is a cream bronzer. I do enjoy this bronzer. It blends really beautifully onto the skin. It just kind of melts into the skin. I still do reach for this, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Now, this is my Gucci bronzer. This is my summer shade. Honestly, I don't know why I still have this. I think because it like says Gucci, so I still have it even though it's dirty. This is my summer bronzer because it's a little bit too deep. I do have the shade 02. It's a little bit on the deeper side, but this is like literally perfect for the summer season. It's a beautiful, beautiful bronzer, and I think it's the most expensive bronzer that I own because I don't really like buy Gucci stuff for myself. My beautiful friend Ashley sent this to me, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this. This is Soul Body bronzer. This is, again, another gorgeous, gorgeous formula. I love the way that this just literally melts onto the skin. It has a wonderful smell. You could use this for the face and body. I still do reach for this, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Then we do have the Milani. This is the Cream to Face bronzer. Honestly, I did like this. But I'm not going to lie, I generally just don't reach for it. I just, for some reason, don't reach for it. I keep forgetting that I even have it to begin with. So we're going to go ahead and declutter this. If you guys don't know, this is my absolute favorite bronzer in the entire world. This has definitely surpassed my Marc Jacob one because I feel like this was the perfect dupe. Like, I feel like this became the perfect dupe to the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer. This smells incredible. This smells exactly how the Marc Jacobs used to smell. It's a fantastic formula. As you guys can see, I have hit pan. And I don't ever really hit pan on bronzers, but this one I absolutely did. I went ahead and I bought a backup during the Sephora sale because I absolutely fell in love with this. So we are absolutely keeping this. And I think if I keep this, I think I'll finally declutter the Marc Jacobs. Oh, it's so sad to say that, but I think maybe she needs to go. Up next, we do have the Rare Beauty Bronzing Stick. I absolutely still love this bronzing stick. It's amazing. It's amazing. So we are definitely keeping her. Once I finish it out though, I might not repurchase another one just because I do have so many, but this is really beautiful. I'm going to keep. We have the Physician formula. This is the Butter Glow Contour Wand. They sent this to me again. I do like it. It's really not a bad bronzer. I think Physician formula makes some really, really good bronzers. Their bronzers always tend to smell amazing, but honestly, I really don't reach for this wand whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. Up next, we do have my LYS Bronzing Stick. I fell in love with this after returning again. As you guys can see, she's a little messy. She's a little dirty, but she is beautiful. The way that this literally just blends and melts into the skin, y'all, I literally am so obsessed with this. This is another one of my favorite bronzers, so we're definitely keeping. Up next, we do have the Too Faced. This is the sculpting stick that smells like Tootsie Rolls. Y'all, this is my favorite. This is my favorite contour stick. Or it's like a bronzing stick. I consider it like a bronzer, but it's supposed to be contour and bronzer. The way that it just melts into the skin, it is absolutely fantastic. It smells like a freaking Tootsie Roll, but it just melts and blends so seamlessly. It works with every single foundation, every single like setting powder. It has worked so beautifully with. I'm absolutely keeping and repurchasing. This is another bronzer that took me by surprise. This is the Morphe Hot Shop Sun Drops. This literally just melts, like literally just melts into the skin. It is such a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. I actually ranked this pretty high, my top 3 makeup products I tried so far this year, and this got ranked in there because this is a beautiful bronzer that literally just melts in the skin. I do have a YSL bronzer right here. This is another beautiful bronzer. This actually was gifted to me by my friend Cody. This is really beautiful. The way that just blends so seamlessly into the skin, it kind of gives you like an airbrush finish. I really do enjoy this, so I'm going to keep. We have the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the contour one. I actually don't reach for this anymore. I used to really enjoy this, but I just don't reach for it anymore. And it's actually kind of empty, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. The way that I was obsessed with this back in the day, this is the Essence Baby Got Bronze. This smells like watermelon. This was a really beautiful, beautiful contour stick. I think it retails for like, I don't know, $4, but I generally don't use this anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter. I decluttered this last summer. I decluttered this in the summer, but then I realized I didn't really use it enough. And I still just don't reach for this. This was actually a gift from Heather Austin. She said this is one of her favorite bronzers. And for me, I just generally don't really use these. And it's a little bit too off shade for me. So we're finally decluttering. Next, we do have my Say. This is the Dew bronzer. I actually really like this bronzer. It's not the easiest to work with, but I really do like this. It blends really, really nicely onto the face. I don't ever have any issues with blending with this. So we are going to go ahead and keep this one. Same thing with my Marc Jacobs. This is going to be the sculpting one. This one doesn't look the best, but this melts so seamlessly into the skin. I really do enjoy this bronzing serum. It's really nice. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. Alrighty, so now we're gonna move on to our blushes. Okay, so this is my blushes. The sad part about this is that this isn't even all my blushes. I actually have, if you guys actually go back and watch my primer, foundation, concealer, and setting powder video, you guys will see that I have tons of boxes that are behind this camera that I have to go through. They are also filled with new beauty products. So I think what I will have to do is go through this and then in like a video where I do like my cleaning out my beauty room as a whole, we'll go through that as well. And then I will have to do another video where I'm doing like a reorganizing my beauty room because I really want to reorganize everything. But I'm just going to kind of declutter what we have in the physical collection before we go through that stuff. So this is going to change. Like this is going to change. The setup is going to change because I just have more blushes that are physically not in this pile. They're in makeup that needs to be sorted into a donation, a giveaway, and a keep pile. So we have to do that at another time. But we're going to start off with these right here. So up first, this could be a highlighter too, because they're kind of all mixed together at this point because my drawer is so full. So not everything's going to be in the right order. But this right here is going to be a blush from Odin's Eye. I actually recently just got this in PR. I thought this was a really, really pretty blush. So I'm going to keep this because I'm still playing around with this. It's like a really pretty corally shade. So we are going to go ahead and keep this. Next, we're going to go into Kaja. This is going to be like a blush stick. It's a really cool concept because you just take it and then like you just pop it open like so. Okay, and then you can like swipe it on your cheek. Now I have never played with this shade and I know myself, I'm not going to. So I'm gonna go ahead and just seal this back up. I don't want to swatch it for the mere fact that I want to be able to pass this along and not have it be used. So we're gonna go ahead and declutter this. Up next, I do have my Charlotte Tilbury. This is gonna be the blush one. I have the shade right here called Pink Pop. Not gonna lie, I don't really use this anymore. And not to mention, it dries so quickly. And it's a really pretty color. Like, it's a really pretty color, but I don't like components like this. Because, like, look at that. Like, look at that. That's already, like, just coming out of the product. I don't like that. That's not something that I'm a big fan of. I hate products like this just because it gets so messy. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. It's a really pretty shade, but it's also super messy. So we're going to go ahead and declutter. Up next, I have another Kaja stick. These are, again, really pretty. I did not swatch this one either. It's just in my collection. I think that there's like 2 or 3 that I did swatch, but again, I haven't really used these. So I don't want to swatch this just for the mere fact that I don't want to take away from somebody else. So we're going to go ahead and seal this back up and we are going to pass this along. Alrighty, so up next we do have a Lunar Beauty blush. This is going to be in the shade called Rose Rena. I think this is actually one of the shades I really, really like. We're going to go ahead and keep this shade because I do kind of like mix and match my shades from Lunar Beauty, and I think this is a really pretty shade. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I got this in like a Sephora favorites kit. This is the Say do blush, and it's in the shade called Baby, and it's supposed to be like a really pretty pink shade. I'm still playing around with this. I just recently opened this up, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this just to keep trying it out to see if I like it. We do have a Rare Beauty blush, and this is gonna be the shade called Love. Now, some of my Rare Beauty blushes I did not buy. My beautiful friend Betty Jean did give them to me. Oh my God, that just poured everywhere. Are you joking me right now? Oh my God, did you guys see that on camera? Okay, so that's the shade right here called Love. Oh my God, y'all, it poured in my drawer. Oh my gosh. Let me show you. Oh my God, it poured in there. No. Oh my gosh, what happened? Also, don't mind how dirty it is. It needs to get cleaned, but oh my gosh. So I don't think it's supposed to pour out like that. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's supposed to pour like that. So I think we're gonna go ahead and declutter this one. I don't think it's probably good, but that's the shade right there called Love. And that is very interesting that I did that. That's kind of sad too, because like it's in my drawer. I'm gonna have to find a way to like get this cleaned up. Looks like a bloody mess. Okay, anyway, up next we do have the LYS stick right here. This is gonna be in the shade called Curvy. That's it right there. Do you see how it has like a nice little sheen to it? I am not the biggest fan of like highlighting style blushes. It's just really not for me because I am already super oily. So I am actually going to sadly declutter this because it's just something that is just not gonna work for me. Next, I do have my e.l.f. Liquid blushes. We have the first shade. This is also runny. Are these supposed to be runny? It's gonna be in the shade right here called Peach Perfect. It's a little bit too pale for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. But then I do have this shade, Dusty Rose. I use Dusty Rose a lot more than I use this shade, so we're gonna go ahead and keep the Dusty Rose, but we're gonna go ahead and declutter this one right here. All right, next we do have my Milk Makeup. These are the Cooling Water Jelly Tints. I really do love these, so we are gonna go ahead and keep these ones. We're gonna keep these ones. So I have the shade right here called Spritz or Fizz. Fizz we're gonna keep. We have a shade called Splash I'm gonna keep. Really do enjoy these. This is a really pretty one. This is gonna be the shade called Spritz. I really do enjoy this one. We have a shade called Chill. And then we have the shade called Burst. I really do like these little jelly tints, so I'm going to go ahead and keep all of them. Okay, so up next I do my Huda Beauty blush. This is going to be a shade called Cotton Candy. This is actually a really pretty blush. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is just the applicator itself, but it smells incredible. It goes on like really light and peachy. I really enjoy this shade, so we're gonna go ahead and keep this. Okay, so now I'm kind of worried about these ones because they've also been sitting here for a minute, so now I'm kind of worried. But the first shade we have is gonna be called Encourage, so I'm gonna swatch this. I hope it doesn't pour out. Oh, it looks very liquidy. Oh, I'm kind of nervous. Okay. Okay, so there's Encourage. We have the shade called Bliss. We have the shade right here called Worth. And then one of my favorite ones is the shade called Hope. Then we have the shade called Hope. So I think out of all of them, I think the only one I'm going to keep is Hope because this is the one that I realistically would wear the most. The rest, maybe not so much. So I'm going to go ahead and keep Hope. So we'll keep Hope right here. But I am going to go ahead and declutter these three right here. All right, moving on to this drawer. So I really do love these blushes. These are from Mora Cosmetics, and I just feel like they are so aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I mean, like, look at how gorgeous this is. It's so beautiful. I have every single shade. I actually have played with these. The formula here is actually really incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and keep all of these. I just want to show them to you because they are absolutely beautiful. And I feel like they deserve to have their moment in the spotlight. Just like, look at how gorgeous that is. It's so beautiful. I mean, like, it is so freaking gorgeous. I love it. This one is like one of my favorite ones, especially for the summertime. It's so freaking beautiful. This one right here, this is in the shade 06 Mellow Pink. This is the more realistic, like, everyday one. Again, just so beautiful. I'm in love. Okay, so up next we have Odin Cosmetics. So this is going to be the Peachy Glam. I still really do enjoy these ones right here. This has like the only blush formula I will like. I mean, this is like the only like glittery blush I do like because it does have like really, really like it does have a like glitter reflect to it, but for some reason it just looks really pretty on top of a bronzer. I don't do too much to it, but I really do enjoy this. That's why I still have in my collection. So we're gonna keep. This is another orange blush. I don't really have that many orange blushes, so we're gonna go ahead and keep. This one I will go ahead and declutter. It's really beautiful, like it's super beautiful, but I am not that big a fan of this one versus like this one. This one I'm a little bit more fan of than this one. So we're going to go ahead and declutter this. Alrighty, up next, what do we have? This is from Blend Bunny X Ellis. This is supposed to be like a blush topper. And it's supposed to go on like really light. You're supposed to put this on top of your blush to give like a really pretty like sheen to it. So it has like a nice little like light reflecting to it. It's really beautiful, but I won't ever really use this as a blush. So I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this one. Alrighty, up next I do have my Patrick Ta. These are going to be my blushes. This is in the shade called She's Passionate. This is still one of my favorite blushes in the world. I still use this, even though they no longer make this. It's still such a gorgeous shade. So I'm going to go ahead and keep. Just like I have the Duo, this is now what they switched it to, which is going to be a powder and a cream. Still really beautiful. I have the shade called She's the Moment. It's very similar in color to She's Passionate, so I'm going to go ahead and keep. I do have the Rare Beauty blushes. Now, these are supposed to be, like, again, like a blush lighter. So I got these because I had, like, FOMO of missing out. So this right here, this is in the shade called Sheer. It is really pretty, but do you see how it has a glow to it? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter. Same thing with this one. Now this was Selena's favorite shade. And this one's called Hope, or Cheers her favorite shade. Then we have the shade called Hope. This is another like glowy blush. Like it's super glowy. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. Alrighty, I have two more of the Kaja ones. This one I actually did swatch. It is really pretty because it's like a peachy shade. This is how it looks. This is in the shade called Peach Cobbler. I love peach blushes, but honestly, I don't really use a product like this, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. Then I have another shade. I think this is another one I did use. This is going to be in the shade called Grapefruit. It's in the grapefruit shade. This is another gorgeous one that I did use, but again, I don't use it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. Up next, we have Who's That Pokemon? This is my ColourPop X Pokemon collection. And honestly, I think this is adorable. Even though I don't really use them that much, I'm going to keep them for now. I think eventually they will move from my collection to like a shadow box because I love collecting stuff like this. This is stuff that I generally love to I love collecting stuff like this because this is more like a keepsake for me. They are really, really pretty, like cream blushes. So we are absolutely going to be keeping these ones. I mean, look at this. Pika P. This should have been a yellow blush. Honestly, they missed out. And then lastly, for this little section, I do have my Beauty and the Beast. I did get rid of my other one because the other one was like too much of a bronzer. This is really pretty. This is more like a pale, like dusty rose. And honestly, while I do think it's a really pretty blush, I think it's a really pretty blush. You can barely see it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this. Okay, so up next, I do have my IT Cosmetics. These are the Sun Blushes. I recently got them. I have two shades. I have the shade called Sun Blossom 20. This is a really pretty blush. I actually really do enjoy this. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. It just like melts into the skin. It's so gorgeous. So we're going to keep this one. And I do have the other one right here as well. And this is going to be in the shade called Sunlit 10. This is another just like really gorgeous peachy shade, really pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and keep. Then I do have my Kaleidos blushes. I actually just got a whole PR box from them. If you guys did not see, I'll link my PR unboxing down below. This is a beautiful blush. I have more of these that I have not played with, but I just got this, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. We have another one of the Odin's collection. Since I'm still playing with these ones, I am going to, you know what? We're gonna declutter her. She won't get used, honestly. Well, she's more like a highlighter. I think she's more of a highlighter. It's a glow powder. We're going to let her go. That's a highlighter. We'll save that. Up next, I do have my Morphe. This is the Hot Shot Sun Drops. I freaking love this. This is so good. This is such a beautiful, beautiful blush. It just melts into the skin. It works with every single foundation I've ever put this on top of. It's a fantastic formula. Their Sun Drop collection that they rolled out with this past summer is probably one of the only collections I've actually think that Morphe came out with that I thought was really good. So we're keeping. We have another blush. We have another cool stick from Melt. This is in the shade called Flush. We're going to keep. I really enjoyed this product from Merit. This is going to be the Cheeky. She got a lot of love, but my only thing, while it's really pretty, I don't really use her anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. We have a Pixi On The Go blush stick. Honestly, I don't really use these blushes. This has never even been opened before. So I'm going to go ahead and just pass this along. All right, so we have some more Lunar Beauty blushes. This is going to be in the shade right here called Precious Pink. We are going to keep for now. We have another Luna Beauty blush. This is in the shade called Fuchsia we're going to keep. Mommy Mauve, I love this shade. We're going to go ahead and keep. Bloom Bella. Bloom Bella is actually one of my favorites. We're going to keep. Alrighty, up next we have another Odin's. Which one is this? Oh, this is a really pretty like dusty rose. Honestly, as gorgeous as this shade is, truly it is, I don't reach for her. So I'm gonna let her go. Oh yes, this one is gorgeous. This I actually use as a highlighter. I generally use this as a really pretty orange highlighter because that's exactly what it reminds me of. So we are absolutely keeping. But this one, for example, it's in a shade called Lilac Mist. I don't use her, so I'm gonna go ahead and let her go. Alrighty, so up next we have this gorgeous palette from Florasis. This is gonna be like a highlighter, a blush, and some setting powder. It's gonna be like a powder, a bronzer, a highlighter, and a blush. These are really gorgeous. I recently just got these, and so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. My House Labs, if you guys watch my top 3 in every category, this I ranked so high because I absolutely love these. I have 2 of them. This one I paid for. This is in the shade Glassy Palemo. This is gonna be like a peach shade, and then they also sent me Glassy Hibiscus. Both are absolutely gorgeous, so we're definitely gonna keep these. Remember when this would not stay in stock? This is the one size Attention Seeker palette. This is going to come with a cream. A powder, and a highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and keep these. I really do love my one size products. I actually have 2 more of these palettes. I believe I have like the fuchsia one and a peach one, courtesy of my beautiful friend Cody J, who did pass them to me. So we're going to keep these. But they're just, again, in those boxes that I have to sort through. Okay, so up next, I do have my Ofra Cosmetics. I absolutely do love Ofra Cosmetics. This is going to be the Sun Dreams palette. This is really gorgeous, but I did mix it with the like clouds or the cotton candy skies. I really enjoyed these 2 palettes, but honestly, I don't really reach for them anymore. I used them a lot last summer, but since I don't really ever reach for them anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and just declutter both, just because I don't know, I love these, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass them along. Oh, we do my Glam Light. Now, Glam Light, I have the hardest time departing from. This is the little Garfield palette. I love this collection. I felt like Garfield collection was so underrated. Like nobody gave it the attention that deserved. I freaking loved it. It's one of my favorite palettes from Glamlight. I'm probably going to go ahead and keep this. Honestly, I'm not ready to part with anything from Glamlight. Maybe a few lip products, but if it's anything Glamlight, I'm just going to automatically keep because they're one of my absolute favorite brands. I love their packaging. I love everything they do. So we're going to go ahead and keep this one. We are going to go ahead and keep Miss Betty Boop. This is going to be a blush duo. Really, really pretty. Love the front, and so I'm gonna go ahead and keep. We do have this little Revlon cream blush right here. This actually goes on quite red, but it does blend out to be like a really pretty shade. The only reason I have is because they did gift it to me in PR, and then I did like this really weird, like unique TikTok challenge, but I'm not gonna use this, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. We have another Merit Blush Moment Stick. Another Merit stick. This again, really pretty shades, really pretty, but I just don't use them, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. I do have this. I did this blush right here from Physician Formula. This is called Diamond Filler. This, really pretty shade, like definitely my type of shade, but honestly, I don't really use this ever. So we're gonna go ahead and declutter. Oh, Miss Jacqueline. I did declutter some of these blushes last time, but I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put this aside because I wanna put this along with my everyday makeup drawer because like I said, I am doing my declutters differently this year. Normally I just kind of stick to what's in these drawers and that's kind of it. But we're actually gonna go through my desk, which you guys never see. We're gonna go through the top section. I have so many different Jaclyn Cosmetics, Tati, Lunar Beauty, tons of skincare. Then we're gonna go through all the boxes that are filled with all new makeup that I have not tried, and we're gonna get rid of a lot of stuff. So I'm going to put this aside because I want to kind of compare it to other Jaclyn products that have not been opened in so long and see what I generally want to maybe put into a shadow box versus what I want to keep. So we're going to go ahead and set that aside. Up next, I do have the Lunar Eclipse palette. This is a collab with Ellis and Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This is a really pretty palette. I really do enjoy this blush palette. There's also another one to go with it. This is the Solar Flare. Kind of mixing and matching the two together is really nice. I'm gonna declutter. We have this blush palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. These are all like highlighty blushes. They're super, super, super beautiful. Unearthly makes some really pretty products, but I just don't use blushes like this. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and declutter. I'm gonna keep the Blend Bunny Juicy palette because I love the unique shades in here because there's just some shades I just generally don't own. It's kind of nice to have this. So we're gonna go ahead and keep the Juicy Cheek palette. Oh, one of my favorite freaking blushes. I talk so much shit about this because it's freaking $40 for this little tiny blush. Like, ugh. Why? Why is this so expensive for what it is? But I freaking love it. God damn it. I don't want to love it because she's starting to become quite empty and not really showing too much product. That means I have to go buy freaking another one, and I will because I just got it's so beautiful. I had to keep. This is the other hibiscus. This is the glassy hibiscus I told you guys about with Lady Gaga. This is my favorite shade. So gorgeous. Definitely keeping. This Sigma cream blush, but honestly, I have never used this at all. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this along. This is actually a really pretty shade from Sigma. This is going to be in the shade called Sunset Kiss. I actually have not played with this. I do want to, so we're going to keep this. And then lastly in this drawer, we do have the Sweet Cheeks from NYX. This is a really beautiful blush. Honestly, kind of goes on kind of dark, but it blends out super, 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 super nicely. But I just don't use it, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter. Okay, so those are highlighters. So now we're going to move on to the last section, and then I'll show you guys what I'm keeping versus what I'm not keeping, and then see if I can make room for the new products that still have to get put in here. Look how much product I actually have. I have a lot of freaking highlighters. Holy shit, do we have a lot. Oh my god. Oh shit. Okay, so we obviously have a lot of highlighters and some blushes to go through. Apparently, this is my most coveted section, but to be fair, I actually really do love a lot of highlighter. Even though your girl is oily, like there's no tomorrow, I still love a good highlight. So we're going to go ahead and dive straight on into this. So we're going to start off with just whatever I grabbed first. So this is the newest collection from Inslee Rain. And this is, what is this? A mirror. Well, let you look at that. Well, this doesn't belong there. So we are going to take that out. Fun times. Okay, so let's go and start with our declutters. So up first, we have an Odin Eye highlighter. I love Odin's highlighters. So honestly, I'm probably not going to get rid of any of them because they're so blinding and they're so beautiful, and I just feel like deserve to be kept because, like, oh my god, so stunning. So we're gonna keep. We have my Salt New York. This is my cream blushes and highlighters. This is really pretty. Like, it generally is really pretty, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't reach for this as much as I once did, and so while it's really unique, I really do enjoy this. I'm going to go ahead and just pass this along just because I'm going to go ahead and declutter this just because I really do enjoy the idea of it. I'm going to keep the magnetic portion of this because I love keeping magnetic. I can use this for like shadows and stuff, but I'm just going to go ahead and declutter these. These are cream products and eventually they are going to go bad. And since I don't really use them that often anymore, I'm just going to go ahead and declutter this. I love the owner though. Love the owner. They are absolutely fantastic, but I'm going to declutter the products inside, but I'm going to keep the component itself. I actually just got sent all the highlighters from Kaleidos. And I will get rid of the ones that I don't want. I will go ahead and pass along the ones I don't want and then pass along the ones I already do have. This is the shade right here called Ray Rider. This is such a gorgeous, Ray Rider. This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter. We're absolutely going to be keeping this one from Kaleidos. We have another Odin's highlighter. I mean, like, look at this. This is so gorgeous. Oh, that is a must keep. We have a Singe Beauty blush. Told you they're kind of just like literally kind of thrown over the place. I'm going to keep all my Singe Beauty blushes because I absolutely do love them. So we're going to keep this one. So Charlotte Tilbury decided to bring back their Pillow Talk Glow blush moment, okay? This went viral when it first came out. It was sold out. You could not find it anywhere. I was so excited when they brought it back. So I rebought another one. And when I bought it, it arrived. Everything was great. And then I went through my collection and, well, I pressed it back together and it happened again. Sadly, even though I tried to fix it, it just kept crumbling. Like, it just kept crumbling. And I think it has to do with the fact that this was pretty old. I'm not saying that it's old. I'm not saying it's like expired or anything like that, but this was pretty old. Like, it came out years ago. And then they re-brought it back, and legit, I used it one time and it just shattered. I tried to fix it, tried to put it back together, and it's just shattering. So sadly for me, this was a waste of like $60 something because we are decluttering. Now, if you guys don't know, Blend Bunny Cosmetics did have a highlighter palette called Noctilucent. She actually did discontinue this, which is really sad because this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter palette. Like, let me show you. Look at how gorgeous those shades are. Absolutely stunning and beautiful. But like I said, she did declutter. She did discontinue this highlighter palette, so I'm absolutely keeping. All right, so up next, I did get the Natasha Denona highlighter set right here. This is actually a really beautiful like highlighter set. These are the swatches. It's a really beautiful highlighter trio from Natasha Denona. I'm absolutely going to be keeping this. We have the Head in the Clouds mixed face palette from Ofra Cosmetics. It's a really pretty palette, but honestly, I don't really use this, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. We have one of my favorite highlighters from the drugstore. This is the L'Oreal. This is the Infallible highlighter right here. Y'all, I'm not kidding when I say this is one of the prettiest freaking highlighters. Like, this is gorgeous. It's so worth the price point. I am in love with this so much, so we're definitely keeping. We have a blush bronzer. We have blush and bronzer face duo from Inslee Rain Cosmetics. It's a cute idea. These don't really work for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. We do have a Kosas blush. I love this Kosas blush so much. This is gonna be the shade called Bliss. We're gonna go ahead and keep this blush. Like I said, my blushes got kind of scattered. We're keeping. Up next, we do have Inslee Rain again. This is in the shade called Dreamless. This is going to be a highlighter. This is such a gorgeous like multi-chrome duochrome highlighter. I'm obsessed with this, and I feel like camera can never do this justice. We are absolutely keeping this. All right, so we do have a blush again from Odin Eye. This is going to from Odin's Eye. This is going to be a shade called Radiant Flame. This is a really pretty like deep like fuchsia style blush. Really pretty, but I'm not going to use this, so we're going to go ahead and declutter. We have a highlighter from ColourPop. This is going to be like the Frosty the Snowman collection. And this to me is such a gorgeous shade. So pretty. Definitely keeping this ColourPop one. We have another Singe Beauty blush right here. This is a really pretty blush. We're going to go ahead and keep. As well as these two shades right here. We're going to go ahead and keep these ones as well. We keep our friend collabs here. It's from Surratt. I got to kind of custom make my own. I don't really use this though. It's really pretty. It's like a highlighter, a blush, and like a black shadow. Really pretty, but I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. It's really pretty like highlighter palette from Donnie Darkerwish collaboration with Blend Bunny. I really did enjoy this like highlighter palette. It's so gorgeous. So we're gonna go ahead and keep this one. We have this Solar Flare one from Kaleidos. This is like a yellow one. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this just because I rather have other shades like this in palettes versus this one. So we're going to go ahead and declutter this one. This by far is probably my favorite highlighter that Glamlight has ever rolled out with. This is the Chucky highlighter. First off, the packaging is absolutely fire. But the shade itself, it's so freaking gorgeous. Like, this is like my type of shade. Like, it is gorgeous. It's like a duochrome. It goes between like white to green and white, green, yellow. It's so pretty. It's one of my absolute favorite from them. I'm absolutely keeping. We have my Jaclyn highlighter. This is giving the shade called Brighten Up. This is like a brightening up powder. Honestly, I do not use this anymore. This is on the days that you want to have like a somewhat of a highlighty look without actually being highlighty. Honestly, I don't use this, and she's kind of empty. So y'all, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm getting rid of my first Jaclyn Cosmetics product. We're gonna let her go. We're gonna let her go. Oh, look at me growing up, y'all. All right, so up next I have this Coca-Cola collab with Glamlight. I think the packaging is super cute. Not my most favorite color of highlight because it does go between like a white, pink, purple. Not my most favorite, but I love the packaging, so we're absolutely keeping. All right, we have this Flutter blush from Inslee Rain. This is like a really pretty like orangey style blush. Since I don't really have a lot of blushes like this in my collection, we are going to go ahead and keep this one. We have another like gorgeous highlighter from Odin's. Again, this is stuff that I just love keeping. Really beautiful, so we're going to go ahead and keep. So clearly this is where that blush fell down on this. This is from ColourPop. This is the Wings Club. This is cute. Like, it's a cute highlighter. It's a cute like highlighter because it's like a jelly. It's like their Super Shock Shadow, but it's like pinky. It's really, really pretty, but honestly, I just don't use this. So we're going to go ahead and declutter. Oh my God, I just smelled this, y'all. This smells like straight up bleach and chemicals. Oh my God, how did I never notice that before? That definitely decluttering. Flower blush from Inslee Rain, but this is like a purple-esque blush. I don't really use shades like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. Another highlighter from Inslee Rain. This one's like money color. It's so pretty. I know I had the Kaleidos one's very similar, but this one's more sparkly and high shine. So we're gonna go ahead and keep this one because this is probably more like an eyeshadow topper for me. This is the Resurgence collab between Heather Austin and Unearthly Cosmetics. I am definitely keeping this. Gotta support my beautiful friend. We're definitely keeping. It's a gorgeous highlighter. I love this whole collection. They absolutely killed it with this. All right, say what you want about Jeffree Star. I could give two freaking shits about the guy. However, he knew how to make makeup, okay? So I bought these long ago. Honestly, even though like they are disgusting looking because, well, they are, I definitely got a lot of use out of mine back in the day. This is in the shade called Sour Ice or something like that. These were $50 for like the extreme frost, and honestly, you only needed one and done. Like once you had it, you didn't have to buy anything else. They're so beautiful. I still kind of use them for like inner corners, or if I just want to make an eyeshadow pop, I'll kind of pop this in. I freaking love these still. So I spent $50 per Extreme Frost. So we're keeping this one. This one is going to be the shade called Gag Me. So I don't care for him, but he did make some great makeup, so we're still going to keep. This one's not nearly as loved, but you know what? Let me swatch this. What shade is this called? I have no idea. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. So yeah, we are definitely still keeping these. Alrighty, moving on to this drawer. Up first, we do have my Florasis, or Flower Nose Beauty. This is going to be a cream blush. Ooh, she's really pretty. But I just don't use her, so I am going to declutter her. I have my Glamlight Ghost Face highlighter. And honestly, again, Glamlight, I'm keeping all my Glamlight haunted horror stuff. I don't even know if this is really even showing up in camera. Maybe if I could do further away, you guys can see what it looks like. These are still super, super pretty. Not my favorite ones, but they're still really, really pretty highlighters, so we're definitely going to be keeping. This is the Glamlight Scooby-Doo. This is their first lenticular motion highlighter palette, and it's still so unbelievably gorgeous. Like, so pretty. It's such a beautiful shine. I still love these highlighters, so we're definitely going to be keeping. Plus, it's Scooby-Doo! Up next, we do the ColourPop. This is going to be the Beauty and the Beast highlighter. She's pretty, but I don't use her. So we're going to go ahead and just declutter this one. And guess what, y'all? It doesn't have a chemical plastic smell, a chemical bleach smell. So we are good on that, but I'm still going to go ahead and declutter. Up next, we do Lunar Beauty. This is the Moon Shroom Highlighting Palette. I love Lunar Beauty. I'm going to go ahead and keep these, which, speaking of which, he actually has a new collection that just dropped today. If you guys do want to check it out, you guys can use my code Allie, save you guys 10% off. This is a really beautiful like highlighter palette. He always does such a good job, so we're going to go ahead and keep this. Okay, so this is the first time Glamlight ever did like a component like this. This is their Frosted Flakes highlighter. Again, this is so freaking pretty, very unique. It's like their only like loose highlighter that they've ever done, but it's really pretty, very, very high shine. We're definitely gonna be keeping. We do have two Milk Makeup highlighters. Honestly, I don't even think I use these. They're really pretty, but I never use them. Because I got restocks of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass these along so somebody else can get a better use out of them than me. We have the Glamlight Hershey's Cookies and Creams highlighter palette. Again, very, very, very gorgeous formula. I love like the golden bronzy look. These are great for like eyeshadow toppers as well, so we're definitely gonna keep. We have the Michaela collab with Glamlight Part 2 highlighter palette. Mine is breaking. I don't know why, but mine is sadly breaking. But these are still really gorgeous. Mine is sadly just like breaking, and I don't really know why. But mine is sadly breaking. Highlighters are still really pretty. I'm going to keep for now, but I might end up decluttering the next time, depending. Next, I do have my Jaclyn Cosmetics. These are going to be like the liquid highlighters. Y'all, I don't ever really use a liquid highlighter. These are pretty, but I don't use liquid highlighter. So y'all, I'm going to do it. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and declutter these. I did have this palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, but this shade actually came in shattered, and I did have to press it back together. It's a really beautiful highlighter palette, but honestly, I don't really use this, so we're going to go ahead and declutter. The Rick and Morty palette. These are really beautiful palettes from Glamlight. I really do love these highlighters. They definitely stepped up their highlighting game, though, because their highlighters are a different formula now. These are really pretty. I'm going to keep. But they definitely stepped up their highlighter game. We have a blush from Lunar Beauty, really pretty orange blush for keeping. We have a blush tint and a highlighter from Benefit, but I got this and I used it for like TikTok and stuff like that. Really cool concept, but I'm gonna go ahead and declutter both. We're gonna move through these ones kind of quickly. We have a highlighter from Sigma. This is a pretty highlighter, but honestly, I just don't really use this shade because it's a little bit too deep for me, so we're gonna go ahead and declutter. We have a highlighter from Ofra Cosmetics. This is in a shade called The Hills. Really, really beautiful shade. But again, I just don't really use these ones anymore because I like other formulas just a little bit better. So while these are really gorgeous, I'm going to go ahead and declutter. We have one called Out of This World. This is supposed to be like a green style highlighter. It's really pretty, but I don't use this. So we're going to go ahead and declutter. We have one called All the Lights. This is a really beautiful highlighter. I got to kind of use this on my own. I got to do my first collab with them. It's really pretty, but again, I just don't really use these, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter. I have Glazed Donut. While Glazed Donut is absolutely beautiful, very beautiful, I just like different formula now, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter. This was my favorite highlighter for a long time from Ofra. This is called Milk and Cookies. This is a beautiful, beautiful highlight, but I just don't use it anymore. So again, we're going to declutter. All right, so next we have the Amarizi highlight right here. This is still a classic. It still works beautifully. I still love this, so I'm going to go ahead and keep. We have the Fenty Beauty. This is the Diamond Bomb in the shade called How Many Carats. This is really pretty. I forgot how I got this, but honestly, I just don't ever use this anymore. It's so like clear with just sparkle. I don't use it, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter. Cookie highlighter right here. This is still a really pretty highlighter from Benefit. I still really enjoy this one, so we're going to go ahead and keep. So we have some highlighters from Art Tube Cosmetics. I absolutely love these. This right here, this is going to be in the shade called Transition. This is probably one of my favorite shades that they have rolled out with. This is so gorgeous. It's a beautiful like multi-chrome, and the camera never does it justice. We're going to keep this, called Flotation. This is going to be like a blue style highlighter. I forgot this one came in crushed. No. Look at that. It's so high shine and beautiful. We're still going to keep, but I forgot this one came in crushed. This one's going to be in the shade called Cohesion. And then we have Dimension. So these are all 4 highlighters from Art Tube Cosmetics. I absolutely do love them. We're going to go ahead and keep. I have these beautiful highlighters from Flower Knows Beauty. I love these so much. We're absolutely going to be keeping this one. Like, just look at the details of these. These are gorgeous. Definitely going to be keeping. Come on. So beautiful. Do this highlight from Michaela and P. Louise. It's like a blue style highlight. It's pretty, but I am going to go ahead and declutter. We're on to our last and final drawer, guys. Oh my goodness. So up first, we do have my Rare Beauty. This is going to be in the shade called Exhilarate. Absolutely keeping this. I freaking love this highlighter. It's so gorgeous. So we're keeping. We have my famous iconic London. This is my absolute favorite highlighter of all time. This is the Lit and Luminous Lit from Within like highlighter. This is so gorgeous. I freaking love this, and I recommend it nonstop all year. Definitely keeping. Oh my god, the blush got there too. Oh god, okay. Anyway, so we have my Pack Your Tall. These are going to be like the little highlighters that I bought. These are supposed to be like, I don't remember what these were, like a wet to cream. So you have like a cream highlighter, and then you have like the powder highlighter, and they're supposed to just give you like a nice like wet cream look. Honestly, I bought these. These were a waste of money. I don't care for them. I should have returned them, so I'm decluttering, and I'm decluttering. These are just a waste, so declutter. Another gorgeous highlighter from Odin's Eye. So we're going to go ahead and keep. We have a Say highlighter. Where the hell did I get this from? Sunglow. Oh my gosh, I didn't buy this. It must have come in like a pack. Oh, whoa, oh. No, this is a no, declutter. Okay, next we do have a blush stick from Surratt. This is a cool, unique thing. I haven't really figured out truly how to work this. It's supposed to keep twisting up, and the product's supposed to like come out, but I struggled with this, so I'm just gonna declutter. We have Lethal collaboration with Avatar: Last Airbender. This is the White Lotus highlighter, and this is a really pretty highlight. Love like the multi-dimension, so definitely keeping. Another gorgeous highlighter from Odin's, so we are definitely going to be keeping this one. I will definitely be keeping this one as well. These ones I'm going to keep because these ones are like just unique highlighters that I just don't necessarily have in my collection fully, so we're definitely going to be keeping these. Just look at how pretty. So freaking pretty. This highlighter from Makeup Revolution. It's really pretty, but honestly, I don't use it, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter. Our Beauty highlighter stick. Really pretty, but I don't use products like this, so we're decluttering. Pretty highlighter from Kaleidos. This is going to be the shade called Prophecy. Really pretty. Definitely going to be keeping this. Love shades like this. So gorgeous. We have this really pretty highlighter from What's Up Beauty. Love how gorgeous this is. I'm going to go ahead and keep. Same thing with this one. It's a different shade. we're going to go ahead and keep. We have my Dior Backstage Glow. I freaking love this highlighter so much. We're absolutely keeping this one. And then last one we have is the Michaela one. This is a really pretty, like, just like icy white highlighter, but I am going to go ahead and declutter. Okay, guys, so now that we've kind of gone through my entire drawer, we're going to go ahead and clean out everything, and then I'm going to put it all away. I'm going to come back and show you guys what I kept versus what I decluttered. I'll let you guys know the number. I think I definitely kept more highlighters than I did, you know, declutter, but it's because I love highlighters so much. And then, like I said, in another separate video, we'll eventually go through my entire makeup collection as a whole, add more stuff to this collection, as well as take stuff away as well and just give back and whatnot. So I will be right on back. Okay, so this is how my drawer looked like before. And this is how my drawer looks like now. So much better. However, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it, but we're gonna figure out how to get this organized. So I switched things up because I don't have enough of like the clear containers. Actually, I think I'll get those at Target, but we're kind of switching things up for right now. So I kind of just put like all my blushes on this side, and then like I have my face palettes, essentially highlighters, and then my bronzers are going to be all over there. I like to go kind of in order with bronzers, blushes, and highlighters, but that's just not how it's organized at this moment. So I will kind of have to reorganize this as soon as we start to do my deep clutter of my whole collection and I start to reorganize everything. That's when I'll reorganize this drawer. But for now, this is how we're going to leave it. So here is the blush section. I kind of just like, you know, kept my cream blushes on one side. Then we're going to have like my face palettes, and then we have highlighters just because it's going to be right there. We have all my powder blushes, and then we're moving into my powder highlighters and then my bronzers. So when it came to bronzers, I kept 12 bronzers and then I decluttered 12 bronzers. So in total, I had 24. I thought I did a really even like declutter, kept 12, decluttered 12. I even got rid of my Marc Jacobs. Y'all, I got rid of my Marc Jacobs. Be proud of me. I did it. For blushes, I kept 53 blushes, but I decluttered 35. So not exactly where I want it to be, but you know what? It's because I'm still kind of going through some of these. Some of these are new, some of these are not. So that's why I'm still kind of like working through my collection. And then for highlighters, I kept 44 highlighters, but I decluttered 30 highlighters. So I still feel like a really like even balance for the most part. But overall, I think this drawer looks so much better than what I did before. Same thing with this drawer. If you guys did not see, I recently filmed my primer, my highlighter, my concealer, and my powder declutter. I just finished filming that last week if you guys want to go watch that video. And now we have this drawer right here. Like I said, guys, we're going to be going through my entire collection. I have all these drawers to go through. I have these boxes to go through. Don't mind this table. She's a work in progress right now, but I have this entire collection to go through right here. And I have boxes of these makeups to go through as well. Like I said, I'm going to be donating. I'm going to be doing giveaways. I'm also going to be keeping as well, but I have to kind of sort through everything first. And this is the whole pile of declutter. I'm just kind of putting it all right here before we start to sort through this as well, because there's some stuff in here that I do want to go ahead and pass along. So with that said, that is it for today's video. If you guys like this video, please give it a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's All for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful page members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in my very next declutter. Bye.